Okay, so we've got another floor plan that I have done here. This one is Proctor, and so just wanted to discuss that with everyone real quickly. I'll also save these files in the Teams app as well, so that you guys can have access to them. I'll probably drop them in the file cabinet also. It seems to make sense. Anyhow, on this one, I added the barrier sizes. The first numbers either going to be, both numbers are either going to be expressed in feet or inches, but the first number will be the height, and the second number will be the length of these guys. And so hopefully that will help. These are rough numbers, I think if you budgeted for those numbers and whatever plexiglass you were ordering, you would be able to get something close. And I'll talk a little bit more about how I see these dividers working in just a second. Okay, so max occupancy is 276, as you can see on the right. Total seat count is 60 plus 12 in the bar inside for a total of 72, plus 20 outside seats. So I think that puts us well below our max occupancy, including employees, which I think is counted in that number. Let's just walk through this real quick. Was able to make this work. Had to eliminate again the center tables because they're just too close. Due to that, I think the best way would be to put dividers in between these booths. On this side here, just had to separate those two. That was pretty easy. These ones here where you see three numbers, those have a base. So these could be freestanding, whereas these ones I can't really. And so we can find some sort of weighted way to put these down in between there and set them on these things. I also put barriers here in between where we might have employees. Those may or may not be necessary. Those are pretty easy, just like Bellevue, we could put them up against the center blocks. There's another place on the patio where I do that as well to separate it from the sidewalk. May or may not be necessary. My plan again is to have the host stand outside or in the entryway, keeping people from coming in. They can let people in when we're ready to seat them. Otherwise, people can wait outside. Fortunately, Tacoma has covered area, or people can wait in their cars if it's raining and they don't want to wait outside. So that's the dining room, basically. You'll see that I put takeout over here. My thought was that the host could direct both takeout and delivery to go to the side entrance. Delivery could go into the employee entrance where we've been having them go under normal conditions. I think that will suffice if we can clear up enough space in that area there, and then we can just make sure people come in and check, and then if they don't see their stuff, they go right back outside and wait out there so that they're not congregating. And then for takeout, I think people can come in and check, and if it's not there, they can come back out and stand outside as well. That really, I think, won't impede on these tables here. There's enough space. This table is questionable. I wanted to get more space out there because the patio is really tight. Once you apply the 6-foot rule, you're really eliminating a lot of tables. This is close. This is probably 5.5 feet, but I think it's fine. I am just realizing now that there's one barrier I didn't put into place. If we want to have anything more than, if we want to have 4 tables in this area here, we have to provide some sort of barrier here. And that's a big one. It's 5 feet wide by 6 feet tall. I don't know if it has to be necessarily plexiglass or clear, as long as it's just a solid barrier. Otherwise, these people are going to be like 4 feet apart. And there's really no way to jam tables in between here if you want to make use of the banquette without putting a barrier in there. Okay, speaking of these barriers here, these are 3 feet by 13 feet roughly, and then there's a little corner here. My thought is that people are walking back and forth on either side here, and there will be definitely here, and somebody sneezes, like they're going to sneeze right on these tables. It's pretty easy to, I think, put a barrier up there because we have the existing fence. We just need to go up from there. And so finding some sort of way to attach to the fence and go up would allow us to do this. They're also, really long and not very tall, similar to these ones up here. So I think that that's doable. Okay, well, I think that's probably it. I don't know if I missed anything. Oh yeah, wanted to talk about this red box here. We need to shorten, or at least just not seat these seats if we want to make that whole thing work. Okay, thanks.